with your ecclesiology is that when there are no leaders, right? I mean,
we have bishops. We have archbishops.
You don't have bishops.
Yes, we do. But we have bishops. We have bishops. We do have bishops. My church has bishops.
Okay, and why is that?
Because they can. 87th time the question's been asked, and he's answered the exact same thing.
We have bishops.
And the next voice that you hear will be my hero and the world's bishop, T.D. Jakes.
You gotta love a good taffy intro.
Yeah, there you go. We recycled the unused taffy intro from last night from AB.
I feel bad for Taffy because he's kind of stuck making the AB intros at this point. What a debacle that show was last night.
Yeah, right. Yeah, well, hello everyone. Welcome to ANewCrusade. Today I'm here talking with Anthony. We're going to kind of just go for something a little bit more casual. I normally try to talk to people about like really specific topics, but I kind of just have some general questions I want to kind of ask you about. And I guess starting first off, we might as well get into it since the intro just played. How do you feel about what happened last night? Personally, I kind of had a hard time watching it.
So I woke up last night about 2 a.m. and I had this like feeling of guilt. Couldn't explain it. Like I had this feeling like I felt dirty. Like I needed to go to confession. And I realized what it was. I gave Matt Fradd so much crap for having Protestants on, like over and over. And I even said, I was like, what is the point of these conversations? Like, I don't get what is the point of these conversations with Protestants. Like, I just don't get it. Like I don't understand what the point of them is. I even jokingly called his podcast Pints with Protestants one time, like just trying to break his chops a little. So what happened with this was we wanted to get the guy from Lore Lodge on ever since he made those comments about me. So he made those comments about me, and I just thought, and Rob had told me that he actually watches the show, and I was like, oh, maybe we'll just get him on one day and we'll talk about his podcast. And then that debate happened, and I had a conversation with him after the debate because I was just like, yeah, dude, I wouldn't want to be in a debate with Tim Gordon and Jay Dyer either. And somebody was like, you should have him on. I was like, I would have him on. I don't care, but I just said it as a throwaway. And then he came on. And then like 5 minutes in, I was like, where's this conversation going? Like, where is this conversation going? Like, I didn't even want to get into like a Catholic debate with him because it was just like, he just doesn't even understand the arguments. So it was just kind of silly. So then like 20 minutes in, I was like, let's just get off this. Like, I don't even want to talk about this. I started asking about his podcast, and then the comments just started ripping me. They're like, you didn't ask him this. And I was like, all right, you guys want me to fight with him? I'll fight with him. I don't really care, like whatever. But I tried to like throw some things out there, but I actually I woke up at 2 a.m. I fell asleep at 11 and I woke up at 2 a.m. and I could not go back to bed. Like I am on zero sleep right now because I just had this nagging feeling about like, what was the point of that conversation? And it's like, look, you host a podcast, especially early on, you'd have those episodes where you get off and you're just like, oh, that was a terrible episode, man. But we haven't had one of those in a long time. Like our shows now are like even a bad night. If we're having a bad night and there's like nothing to talk about, I'll break out like stories from my youth and I'll tell some crazy story about my childhood, or like I know how to make a show entertaining if there's even nothing to talk about. But last night was the first time we had a show where I was just like, oh, that was just a bad show. And we tried to fix it on locals and try to talk about politics. But the thing is, his podcast is, he does research on a very specific topic. He goes in with a written script and he does these 45-minute episodes. So this is why Rob likes his show. And he's going into like disappearances in national parks and things like that. So like if you're going into a thing like that where it's pre-scripted, you know what you're getting to, it's edited, it's not live. That's a very different thing from what me and Rob do. And what me and Rob do, you need somebody that's good at conversation and can make something engaging. And I just don't know if he has enough practice doing that. It's like there really is an art form to conversation where if something's like, I felt like the whole episode, I just felt like this is just every explanation he gave. I was just like, okay. Yeah. And I just had no like desire to even get into anything with him. So you know what? Every once in a while you have a bomb episode. That was a bomb episode. What are you going to do? This is what it is.
He said that you did the Freemason Heretic episode to run from Anthony Padua Radtrad.
No, that's Anthony Radtrad. Here's what actually happened with him. I was supposed to do Monday with him, but I had already pushed you off last week. I was supposed to do you last week, and then I forgot that I had him booked, and I didn't want to cancel on you again. And I can't do more than 3 a week. Like it's just the burnout I'll get is just insane. So I just asked Anthony if we could push it off a week or two, because I'm actually interested in having a conversation with him. Like I do want to talk to a sedevacantists. Like I don't think sedevacantists are crazy. I don't think that their thesis is outlandish. I just haven't come to myself, but I have way more in common with the sedevacantist than I do with the kid from Lore Lodge. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The Catholic.
Yeah, well, I like him a lot. I haven't talked with him like in a video or anything, but I've interacted with him a lot, and I like him a lot. He's
a good dude.
Yeah, he's a really nice guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think that the issue is that, like, I think if you wanted last night to go well, you would have basically had to have just asked him to like explain a story from episodes he had done already, or like stuff like that, you know, because like you said, his stuff is so hyper specific. And so I just think that would have been hard no matter what.
Well, that would have been an interesting episode, at least. Like if I had, so like before we went into it, I told Rob, I'm like, Rob, I don't watch this guy. Like I'm like, you're going to have to come with some questions. Now, Rob was in a rough spot because the kid likes Rob and he doesn't like me. So I don't care if I'm the villain, you know, but Rob is not someone who wants confrontation at all. Like he does not want confrontation. So like even some of the things Rob was looking up about Anglican ordinations and stuff. Like if that kid wasn't on the show, Rob would have been ripping into Anglican ordinations, but he doesn't like confrontation. Like you have to give it to Gordon and Dyer and even Tucker Carlson. What we saw Tucker Carlson do with Ted Cruz today.
Yeah.
Like to be combative to someone you invited on your show is a very difficult thing to do. It's not easy. Like you have to have a very specific temperament to do it. You have to be willing to be disliked by the person. You have to be willing to have a friendship blow up. I'm typically not like that. Like I don't know. Italians just kind of like want everybody to get along. You know, it's like, I wasn't looking to be combative with the guy, but he's just so ridiculous that it was almost like too stupid to even engage with him. So
yeah, I don't know. I don't like him. I don't want to talk bad about him. Mm-hmm. You know, he knows I don't like him. So it's fine. I don't really need to go much more in depth with that.
Yeah. I just figured it was an interesting story for those who saw the show last night.
Yeah, for sure. Some people said, there was a few people who said it was the worst ever, and a few people who said it wasn't the worst ever. So it's whatever, you know.
You're gonna get those, and for the people that tuned out, you gotta tune out sometimes. Like you're not gonna like every episode. You're not gonna like every guest. Sometimes they suck. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
We'll be back on Thursday.
Yeah, exactly.